We've all done what we've wanted to do. We followed the paths we've wanted to follow. If anyone thinks I'm wrong, please jump up and tell me, but I think the general experience has been that each one wants to do it the way they want to do it, and they've eventually ended up in deep, deep trouble. Either the path that they were on did not rescue them or enlighten them enough to see what the difficulty was. Either the person's desire to just go pleasure-seeking and do whatever they want. I'm sure we've all had stints in it, and the drugs and the alcohol and the sex and whatever pleasure we wanted to. Materialism and traveling and doing whatever we wanted to do to be happy. Okay, that's fine. But then, once it's all said and done, we should have the capacity to sit down and assess whether or not the way we did it worked. And most people, even in this room, have come to the conclusion that the way they decided or thought they should live their life, or the way they pursued happiness, actually boomeranged on them, and many times one came out worse. At that point, one is very, very blessed, at least in my opinion, because you get to see that even though the world offers you a tremendous lure and a tremendous temptation to enter into it, go into the world and find your happiness in children, in love, in marriage, in sex, all the tawdry chattels that are available to us. Most of us have tried them. And the wonderful thing about doing that is you get to see what their pleasure quotient is. Did it bring you what you really wanted? Well, in my own case, it did not. And the thing that I concluded in my ventures in the world, I'm not sure what you concluded, but was that I couldn't buy happiness to save my life. I could go for my most favorite pleasure and it'd somehow turn around on me. And you get the pleasure, but as soon as you go with pleasure, you've just invited in pain. The scales have to balance. That's what's happening in the stock market. The scales have to balance. You cannot get around it. And so the lasting or the most in-depth conclusion I reached was that I needed spirit in order to procure for me the happiness, the contentment, the joy that I wanted so desperately. I really, really wanted it. And the reason I'm saying this, loved ones, is because hopefully you're in the same position. Whether you're a new seeker or whether you're a Chela, every one of us has this memory of perfect peace and joy. We took it with us when we originally came down from the higher worlds. Before we even started our sojourn downward, we knew what perfect peace and perfect joy and perfect bliss was. And as soon as we separated from that and came down into the world and started taking on bodies, we left that peace and bliss and joy behind. Our soul remembers it. It cannot articulate it or get it into our conscious mind, but deep down it remembers it. And we have flashes of this. Ever since we left the higher worlds, we've been trying to get back. And since we really are not aware that we left this pristine area of the higher worlds, we've attempted to find all these substitutes to fill in that gap. And so naturally, we seek pleasure after pleasure. Well, the whole setup is, if you're going to try and reinstate this joy and bliss in your life through the auspices of pleasure alone, well, karma says, being it's a dual universe, that we also, if we get 10 degrees of pleasure, we're going to have 10 degrees of pain or distress. And so every effort we make to be content and happy can boomerang on us. Okay, to me, when you get to that point where you realize that the lower worlds does not have your betterment at heart, It has your imprisonment. When you realize that the happiness that you really want, and we all want it deep down, isn't available in the world that we live, well, then it enlarges one's conception of where in the world am I supposed to get this? And this is where we get into our desire for spiritual progress. Hopefully everyone is here because they want to enhance their spirituality. And so for you new seekers that are here, I want you to know that the MasterPath is purely spiritual.